In 1943, German engineers were ordered to copy a Soviet tank and build it better. The result, the Panzerkampfwagen V, Panther. A weapon so advanced it terrified its enemies and infuriated its own army, as its first appearance ended in flames, literally. Was the Panther a mechanical masterpiece ahead of its time, or an over-engineered disaster that cost Germany the war? Today we're diving into the facts to answer one question. Was the Panther genius or junk? It was sleek, powerful and deadly on paper. A 29 miles per hour 45-ton beast equipped with a 75mm gun. The Panther tank, officially the Panzerkampfwagen V, emerged from the chaos of the Eastern Front as Nazi Germany's desperate answer to the unstoppable Soviet T-34. But behind its formidable silhouette lies one of the most divisive debates in military engineering. Was this tank a stroke of genius or a catastrophic failure of ambition? Let's rewind to 1941, Operation Barbarossa. Hitler's invasion of the Soviet Union is in full swing. German panzer divisions stormed eastward, expecting a quick victory. Instead, they meet a machine that shocks them to the core. The T-34. The T-34 sloped armour deflects German shells like pebbles. Its wide tracks glide over mud that bogs down the panzers. Its 76mm gun tears through German armour with ease. Suddenly, Germany's armoured superiority is in question. The German response was immediate and frantic. Orders went out to create a new medium tank that could outmatch the T-34 in every way. Better gun, thicker armour, faster speed. Two companies, Daimler-Benz and MAN, competed for the contract. Daimler-Benz proposed a design that looked almost identical to the T-34. MAN's version was more complex, featuring advanced suspension, a high-velocity 75mm KWK-42 gun, and heavily sloped armour. Hitler chose MAN's design, and so the Panther was born. The first Panthers rolled off the production line in early 1943, just in time for the Battle of Kursk, the largest tank battle in history. But what should have been a grand debut turned into a mechanical nightmare. Of the 200 Panthers sent into battle, over half broke down before they even reached the front. Fuel leaks, engine fires, transmission failures, the Panther was a mechanical diva. And yet, when the Panther did work, it was terrifying. Its 75mm gun could punch through almost any Allied tank at long range. Its armour, carefully angled, could deflect return fire that would destroy a Panzer IV. On the battlefield, a working Panther was a predator. Allied tank crews soon learned to fear the Panther's silhouette. But there was always a catch. For every Panther dominating a battlefield, several more sat broken down miles behind it, waiting for recovery crews that never came. Why was it so unreliable? The answer lies in Germany's crumbling war machine. As Allied bombers pounded factories and materials ran short, quality control vanished. The Panther's complex transmission and final drive gears were made from substandard steel, prone to snapping under stress. Its Maybach engine, designed for a lighter vehicle, overheated easily. Even something as simple as changing the oil could be a logistical nightmare. The process required removing multiple armoured panels. Crews joked that the Panther had more problems than a politician's promise. Despite its problems, production ramped up. Between 1943 and 1945, over 6,000 Panthers were built. By late 1944, it became the backbone of German armoured divisions. The improved Panther Aus G version addressed some early issues: thicker armour, simplified design, but the fundamental flaws remained. And Allied tank designs were catching up. March 6, 1945, Cologne, Germany. A lone Panther lurks at a crossroads beneath the shell of Cologne Cathedral. When American tanks enter the square, the Panther fires first, destroying a Sherman in a single shot. But the Germans don't know what's waiting for them. From a side street, the brand new US M26 Pershing lines up its gun. One perfectly aimed round pierces the Panther's frontal armour and flames erupt from the hatches. The entire scene is caught on US Army film, a rare, real tank duel captured forever on camera. So, was the Panther a genius design? In many ways, yes. It introduced innovations that became standard in post-war tank design. Its sloped armour concept influenced the Soviet T-54, the American M26 Pershing, and even the modern Leopard and M1 Abrams trace elements of its design DNA. The Panther's suspension system, the interlead road wheels, offered a smooth ride and accurate firing platform, though it also trapped mud and froze solid in winter. Genius in theory, a nightmare in practice. To truly understand whether it was genius or junk, we have to compare it to its rivals. Let's start with the Soviet T-34, the tank that inspired the Panther. The T-34 was rugged, cheap and reliable. It could be built by the thousands in factories deep behind Soviet lines. A T-34 might not outgun a Panther in a duel, but there were 10 T-34s for every German tank. Then there's the American Sherman. The M4 was mechanically reliable, easy to fix, and could be produced faster than any German tank. Against a Panther, the Sherman's 75mm gun struggled, but American doctrine relied on numbers, mobility and air support. As one US tanker put it, one Panther is tough, but 5 Shermans are tougher. And what about the Tiger I, Germany's other famous tank? Heavier, slower, and armed with the fearsome 88mm gun, the Tiger was a true beast. But it was also more expensive and slower to produce. The Panther was supposed to be the middle ground, a perfect blend of mobility, armour and firepower. In theory, it was the smarter choice. By 1945, the Panther's brilliance couldn't save it from the chaos surrounding it. Germany's factories were in ruins, its fuel supplies gone. Even the best Panther was useless without fuel. When the war ended, Allied engineers examined captured Panthers and couldn't help but admire the design and shake their heads at the overcomplication. In the post-war years, France even used captured Panthers in its army for a short time, until spare parts ran out. Western engineers took notes, adopting Panther-style sloped armour and suspension principles in later designs. In a sense, the Panther lost the war, but won the future. So, genius or junk? The answer fittingly is both. The Panther was a glimpse of the future, wrapped in the problems of the present. A tank too advanced for its own time, brilliant on paper, flawed in reality. In the end, the Panther didn't just fight in World War II, it fought against time, resources and its own complexity. And that battle, perhaps, was the one it could never win. But what do you think? The Panther tank, genius or junk?